Thanks for tuning in back to another video, and my name is Angela if you're new here, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. So this video was requested by one Lian from Instagram, and so shout out to Lian. She asked me to do a video about how to stay safe in Qatar for foreigners, because according to her, when you mention that you want to go to Qatar or to work in Qatar when you are back at home in your country, people sort of freak out and they're like, oh, you're going to get hurt or stuff like that. So what she requested me was to shed some positive light on this, and that got me thinking. Yes, you read outside there and you will always see that Qatar is one of the safest places to live on earth, one of the safest countries, which is true, but also is not a safe haven, which brings me to the point that safety begins with you. And when she mentioned this, I was reminded of an incident that happened sometime last year, which was kind of disturbing. So we have a group, like a WhatsApp group for Kenyans in Qatar, and I think I joined that group through the RCCG, like Kenyans in RCCG. That is how I was added to the group. And there was a distress call from one lady. I don't know the lady exactly, but yeah, the message was posted to the group, and she is a Kenyan. And it was that one of her friends had been found dead, I think in the morgue or something. She and a few of her other friends were asked to go and identify the body, which was very disturbing to hear that somebody would come, would leave their home country, leave their parents, maybe even children, and come this way only to go back in a box. So according to the findings, this lady, according to her friends, what her friend gathered from this situation, because by the time they found her dead, like in the hospital, they could not even determine the cause of death. But according to her friends, this lady was dating one guy from some country in West Africa, but she was very, very, very secretive about the relationship. She never revealed the name of this guy. She never let her friends meet this guy. I don't know if it was her own choice to keep this guy a secret, or if this guy wanted to be kept a secret, which brings me to another point. If you're dating somebody that doesn't want to be seen with you in public, or doesn't want to meet your friends, doesn't want you to even take a photo of him, then please be very careful. It's time to run for your own safety. You do not know this person. If this person doesn't even want to meet your friends, you think they will want to meet your family, you think there is anywhere you are going with this kind of relationship, it could be really dangerous, according to what happened to this poor lady. So the lady, one day, she left her accommodation and she never came back. She spent the night outside, and from what I gathered, sometimes she would do that. So I know, even for myself, we bitch and bitch and bitch about how strict the rules are, especially for ladies staying in company provided accommodation, and the curfews, and the fact that you're not supposed to use maybe public or private transportation to come back to the accommodation. But it all boils down to the fact that they are trying to protect ladies who can be very vulnerable and who can be prone to attack, especially if you are walking around or outside in the wee hours of the night. So this lady never came back. And of course, if you're missing from your company or from your accommodation for a couple of days, not maybe even a day, then it is a duty of the company to at least report you to the police as a missing person, or to give a missing persons report. And I think that is eventually how they discovered that her body was in the morgue. And because she did not die in the accommodation, the company, or the company owner, she was working in a hotel, was like, they cannot take care of the repatriation, the repatriation costs, or any sort of cost, because she did not get injured in the whether at work or in the accommodation. So it was up to her parents to come up with the money, and also her friends and some Kenyans who came together here in Qatar to raise the money to ferry the body back home. And you know how expensive it is to transport a body. It is very expensive. I think the cost was coming to hundreds of thousands. I don't know how much, but it was just a really sad situation. And another thing that I need to mention, these ladies, they got her bank card, and when they went to check her account, it had 0 shillings. So I don't know if that was the motive of the killer to take her money. I don't know if she willfully gave away her account information or if she was forced and that is how she died. I really don't know. I didn't get to go so deep into the story because it was really very depressing. In fact, even telling my mom, I was kind of scared because I thought I would totally freak her out. So yeah, this lady had been working in Qatar for 5 years. She had been saving money here in Qatar, in her account in Qatar, for so many years, these all 5 years, and she was sending just very little back at home. She had a lot of money, and that her friends knew, that she had a lot of money here in Qatar. And maybe it happened that she mentioned to this guy that she was dating that she had this kind of cash in her account locally, and maybe that guy just thought of ending her life and running away with the money, because as I mentioned, the account was empty and the guy was nowhere to be seen. Of course, they found her phone, or maybe her phone records. When they tried to call that number, the line was switched off. They could not even determine the name of the guy. The guy just vanished into thin air. All the savings of this girl for five years gone, leaving her family broken and distressed. And I can't even mention her friends who were really close to her and knew her. So if you are talking about safety, like really, safety starts with you. And from this story, you can learn that you are out here and you are dating somebody that you don't really know. You have not introduced to your friends, you have not introduced to your parents or to anyone. You don't necessarily need to introduce to your parents, because unless this is something that you're seeing maturing or materializing into something better in future. But at least let your friends know the person that you are dating, the person that you are going out with, where you are going. And maybe if this person knows that your friends already know about him, they would be kind of afraid to do you harm. The other thing is, I don't think it is very safe to accumulate so much money, saving so much money here. This is not your home. It is better to open a savings account back in your home country. But adventure something happens to you, at least then the next of kin, which should be somebody in your family, maybe your sister or your parents, then they can benefit from your hard-earned money, because imagine all your toil, all your sweat for 5 years gone, and somebody takes away your life and your money and your livelihood, everything, and your parents are left to shoulder all these responsibilities. It is just so sad. So don't keep your money here. Like, you can keep what you need to use, and the rest just open a bank account at home and send. If you haven't done that, the next time you go on vacation, consider opening a savings account back at home. There are so many ways to send money home. Just stay safe, and don't reveal how much you have in your account to your roommates or to your friends, or especially to your boyfriend, who is especially maybe a very strange person. I don't know how to put it. And just be mindful of the person that you're dating, and stay close to God. This is something that I keep saying. Let God be your guide and order your steps so that you do not go to the wrong direction. As he says, if you wander off the road to the right or to the left, he will show you the way to go. So the moment you have a good relationship with God, then he can guide you. And sometimes just your instincts will tell you that this person is going to do me harm, this way that I'm going is not the right way, or this person that I'm hanging out with is not the right person. So all that said, just stay safe. Like, just be very smart with the people that you are interacting with, what information you're sharing with other people that can bring harm to you or to, yeah. So I hope, Lian, I answered your question. I know you were expecting something a little bit more positive, and you know me, I'm always this kind of very positive person, but I also like to be very real. And I believe that this information can help somebody out there. Maybe you are dating somebody who is very secretive, which can be very dangerous. This person, there is no photo of this person on your phone. You try to take a selfie with this person, they will always be darking shoop, or they maybe even manage to get into your phone and delete all their photos, because maybe that person is plotting something dangerous, so that when they try to find this person in the future, maybe the police, they cannot find him. So just be careful of the people that you are dating. Be careful of the people that you are hanging out with. Be careful of the times that you are working out there. Just be mindful, be aware of your environment all the time, and just stay, like, abide by the rules. If you are staying in an accommodation, then abide by the rules of that accommodation. They are not there to let me know, what do I say, they are not there to restrict you. Okay, they are restrictive, I know, but they are there to just make sure that you are safe, because we are all here under company sponsorship, and it is the responsibility of the company to keep us safe and to make sure that when we go back home to our families in one piece. I know I did not smile a bit in this video, but anyway, what is there to smile about? It is a sad situation, it's a sad story, but I hope it helps somebody out there to avoid getting into the same kind of situation. So ladies, let us all stay safe, let us be wise, and yeah, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. Bye bye, I will see you in another video.